I'm gonna give you some knowledge. Listen, okay. That's just like when y'all say, "Oh, that y'all go back from 1800, right?" Okay, and I'm telling you something like this. Now, the name of staffs is is totally different, totally different. But I'm gonna give you some knowledge. Um, a lot of people say Hawk not a pit bull and Blue's not pit bulls, but technically, I'm gonna be 100 with y'all, cause I got some knowledge from my old head, and it make very sense to me, and it'll make sense to you. Okay, Hulk, my dog, and other dogs, and all them dogs y'all saying that pit bulls that attacking people. Actually, let me explain something to you. They are a pit bull. You know why they're a pit bull? Because guess what? Back when they was making that thing or calling it gang was to be able to stay on whatever it's going to get on. That's a person. That's another dog. That's what game mean. So when y'all saying that y'all don't make sense because the old head, that do make sense to me. Back when, listen, I'm only 36 years old. And a lot of y'all might be 50, 60 years old. Okay, well, we're going to talk to people that's yo daddy. That's the kind of people I talk to. That's the meaning of game. When y'all say game mean any way, listen. That's why a prime example is you can put a pit bull on another dog or a hog or a rabbit or anything. That's game. Yes, your dog is game. If it wants to attack another person and is very aggressive, that's game. It wants to be able to get on and do its job. So that's why the news and all that put that, because guess what? They learned the meaning of it. Y'all don't know the meaning of it. Y'all always saying, "Oh, them ain't pit bulls." Yes, Hawk is a pit bull because when Hawk owner tell him to get on the sleeve or whatever you tell him to do, or get into the core or whatever you put him on, he's game. That is when he is game. Okay, prime example is okay. They're just like y'all saying, "Oh, you can't put a heavyweight boxer in there with a dude that just learned how to fight today." You know what I'm saying? The heavyweight boxer is the game. Like a lot of people saying, "Oh, my dog, my dog." Yes, it's a lot of dogs out here that y'all consider pits and say gang, and then y'all say, "Well, his drive ain't that strong." That's because he has a pinch of gain in him. Every dog, listen, you push him so. Listen, some people push their dog so hard that the dog maintain to be what you want him to be. But at the end of the day, I feel like this. Y'all need to quit saying blue dogs is not game. If that mug listen, prime example is you know how people say that they dog is a champion because it done won and weight pulling and all that. Okay, well, everybody wants to have a game pit bull, but a lot of people don't know this. It's game. Listen, let me tell you something like this. I'm prime example. Okay, what the old head say made sense. Cause I was telling myself, this dudes on YouTube say they got a game pit bull. He say you ain't got to talk about a game pit bull. You'll see a game pit bull. You know. I done seen some. Like we was talking, I done seen some. So at the end of the day, I wish people quit saying that because of the color of her skin. Let's put like this. The UKC and all these registering blue dogs under pit bulls, they are pit bulls to them. Because guess what? This kid put about it. Pit bull, people say, "Oh, it's not a blanket term." Yes, it is a blanket term. Listen, that's what y'all might tell y'all, because guess what? Back then, people didn't have a way to get to, listen, okay, yeah, y'all gonna say, yeah, they did. No, they didn't. They didn't have, at the time, some of these people poor. So how they gotta pay somebody. Back then, they using boats. They had to pay somebody in a boat to bring it. They only got money for the dog that they got, and they trying to fight it. So at the end of the day, see, now it's more easier because it's internet and there's all that, and people seeing dogs. Back then, you only seen the dogs. If you was in London, you only seen the dog that was in London. Every now and then you seen it. And then if you did see a dog that wasn't in London or France or wherever it was, the person that brung it had money. So you didn't have money like them, so you just dreamed of that. So when people say, oh, back then, this, that, listen, everybody be saying, yes, Kobe Bryant, they say Kobe Bryant, the first pit bull to the U.S. But at the end of the day, guess what? Them was, listen, he did not start his own bloodline. He brought them bloodline to the U.S. See, that's what that make me frustrated, because a lot of y'all mimic stuff that's not even all the way right. It's not right. Like people say, oh, listen, people say, they got gang pit bulls. No, listen. You do, but I know that you don't understand it. The reason that they label live blue dogs as pit bulls when they take them, and at the end of the day, they are. It is a blanket term. I wish people, y'all always say, no, not a blanket term. Yes, it is. Let me tell you something. Dog a blanket term. Pit bull Pit bull was another thing. All it was back then was a big muscle dog with a head. That's the reason they called it a pit. Listen, let me tell you something like this. It was called a pit bull because at the end of the day, it did have a little shape as a pit bull. It was muscle like a pit, like a bull. So they called it a pit because it wasn't, listen, a pig is small. You can get a small pig. You can get they was giving it as a blanket term as a dog that was game. But everybody took out of it, and they go back to the 1800s, they go back to before the police came in, how they was dog fighting them. Okay. So this what a lot of people did. They had gang dogs. They put that blue in it to try to throw the police off so they wouldn't be taken, so people wouldn't, because guess what? Back then, you had to have this certain, like y'all saying, these certain colors. Now, let me tell you something like that. How many of you, and people say, oh, well, I ain't see a blue dog in there. Okay, let me put it like this. A lot of people grew up, okay, like people say, my granddaddy and my granddaddy and this, majority of the people you talk to, when they was kids, couldn't talk to their granddaddy. So at the end of the day, you're not gonna see them in their line, because at the end of the day, they had a certain, listen, back then, and this is what people further realize, when we do all this and we argue and we big and all that, y'all so dumb. Guess what? Back then, we was niggas and they was KKK people. So at the end of the day, you must listen. Every time I hear an African American uphold a KKK person, you sound legally dumb to me. You know why? Because guess what? Your mother, your father, your ancestors, your ancestors, don't matter if you say you come from somewhere. If you was, listen, I'm put it like this. If your skin was brown, dark, light, whatever, you was a nigga. You was a nigga to them. So when you say that, I don't listen. You can say I don't know what I'm talking about or something like that. But guess what? It's 2020. It's new. It is a new look for pit bulls, height and color. And y'all mad. And I hope they do that to every other breed, because it makes sense. It makes sense. It is a new generation. It is centuries down the line. I would love to see all different. I would love to see, because what is wrong with it? Y'all want to say they not them? Yes, they is. If listen, the oldest registry in the world is registering them. They the ones that, and listen. Then y'all say, oh, the weight, the color, and all that. It's a new trim. It's a new trim. I sat and I talked to somebody, and some of the things that he was saying understood, and it makes sense. And I'm telling y'all what he said. It ain't, listen, It is a new thing. It is 2020. Listen, if from 18, listen, if you go from 1800 to 1900 to 2000s, you got to think about it. Things change. Okay, cars change. Every car back in that listen, cars. Okay, put like this. Cars in 1950 don't look like cars in 2018. But you can't say, oh, that's not a Ford, that's not a GMC, that's not a Chevy, that's not a Chrysler. You can't say that. You can't say none of that. You know why we can't say that? Because guess what? Everybody get to put their new trim on something. I'll put like this. I promise you this. A lot of them dogs that y'all say ain't pit bulls, I'm 100% sure. They probably, listen, everybody on there say, I got real game pit bulls, and watch this video and say, oh, them ain't no pit bulls and all that. I bet you if you put your, listen, I bet you put your top bitch against day dog and hog hunting or running or all that, it's going to do the same thing your dog do, and it might do more. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Because guess what? Let me tell you something like this. Okay, prime example is, if I'm skinny and I take a hit, I can break it. It'll hurt me worse. But the more meat I got, the more I can take it. Boom. Put like this: if you doing the hog hunting and your dog don't catch the hog right, and the hog with no horn, with no just head to body, it fuck around and break your dog ribs. But a bigger dog probably can take their head. Prime example would if it's just a bigger, more meat is a more you can take more. You get where I'm coming from? You can take more. So I wish I would quit saying that, because we got, listen, as us being dog people, and we supposed to be all in there, we supposed to know what we talking about. You got to put a new trim to stuff, and blue dogs, if they really got that game, if they chase a person or try to turn their dog up, that's what they calling a pit bull. That was the meaning back then. So you can't tell nobody that they don't have a pit bull, because guess what? The same knowledge that old head gave me, we in different states. So now I see how Hulk only can call him a pit bull, because yes he is. Because tell me what video you sent that he wasn't doing his job and being gang. He's a protection dog, so he's very gang. So don't matter if you mix. Listen, I'm put like this. And this old head Mason, if you mix, I'm gonna say like you say it, play it. If you mix a horse and a zebra together, you can't call it a horse. Yes, you can. If you want to call it a horse, if it look all like a horse, but it just got stripes like a zebra, but it run, that's a. Listen, that's a horse. That's not a zebra horse. That's a horse. If it listen, just because it has its stripes on it and all that, doesn't make it not be it. Everything, okay. Prime example is, everything has a new. Okay, when they were selling cars back then, it wasn't rims. See, rims went from regular tires to Dayton's to Dayton's was little. So everything changed. You got to catch up with the time. Y'all need to get off that old ass shit and catch up with this new generation shit. Because guess what? At the end of the day, y'all gonna be left behind. Y'all gonna be left behind. Y'all can dog all of the blue dogs and hawk and all that and say they not gang. But people that has blue dogs that's gang will tell y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. So at the end of the day, leave that alone, because at the end of the day, y'all don't listen. If a person that's older than me can tell me you gotta catch up with the time, then that makes sense. And you do, because everything changed. When he broke down to me, everything changed. Nothing stays the same. If you want your life, listen. Like a prime example, when he said, and it do make sense. If you want everything to stay the same, then you want your life to stay the same. You gotta listen. You got to change. You got to change. You know what I'm saying? Prime example is you got to change. Because at the end of the day, you backpatting saying, well, when they came out this, okay, back then they ain't have, like I told, I'm saying it again, please, I'm saying it one more time for you. Back then they didn't have a source to get to where people can get to now. So you mad because of that you can't catch up with the time? I'm up with the time. I have American Stafford Terrier, but in the eyes of the world, and 50% of, and not, I ain't gonna say 50%, as you said, it's a million of people that got degrees just like you do, that's older than you, that they don't have no YouTube channel. You know what where they knowledge come in? They got books. They got books, and that's the point of it. Okay, you are mad because you can't catch up with the time. And then the killer part about it is, if you listen, if you will sit back and realize you're doing over time, listen, put it like this, over time, with you doing your breeding, and I show the man your YouTube channel, over time with you doing your breed, you weren't seeing your mistakes. So now your mistakes now has came out in your in your first start off offsprings. Offsprings. It's coming out of them offsprings because at the end of the day, when you mixed it, that your American Staff Bully with your American Bulldog, you shouldn't have did that because at the end of the day, it wasn't 100% sure they was gonna have they wasn't gonna come out. They like you see they daddy probably, and this was they daddy genes ain't stronger than they mamas. So your best bet is so like you bring brother and sister together. They genes ain't they're like, even though you put their genes back in each other, it's something wrong in their genes. Like your American Bulldog, and that man said it should be neuter. You should get another male because his genes is not that strong. So at the end of the day, you breathe in, and a lot of people don't know this. You breathe in not strong genes. You're not breathing in strong genes because at the end of the day, not out of them two puppies that you show that's from the American Bulldog and the American, your American Bull, your American Stafford Bull, look like they took more of their mama genes. She got some very strong genes. So if you find a different male that has some strong genes, you probably can start a nice bloodline. But you so smart and you so intelligent and you don't want to take no advice. So finish doing what you're doing and finish giving people something to laugh about and finish saying stuff that don't make no sense, and you'll be alright. You'll be alright. But I'm coming to you man to man. I don't have nothing against you. I just know that you don't want to hear nothing I have to say, and you think that I'm trying to bash you, but I only bashed you on some real tight stuff, sir. Is because you was bashing Hawk for no reason at all. If you and him ain't never beef, you don't know that man, what are you saying something about that man for? You either want to, listen, let me tell you something. You either want to screw him or you want what he has. I don't want nothing that you have, and I don't want you. I felt like he was so popular that, as me being a person that's not popular as him, I help him out. It wasn't a cloud chasing on you or nothing like that. It was actually I feel like this. We on YouTube. We all do, dog, man. We should be able to help each other out in some kind of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the little thing. I appreciate when people on my video, like you call them morons and idiot. I appreciate every comment, every thumb up, everything that they do. Because at the end of the day, Kwame Winston, you got to calm down with all that. You want to say I'm grown, and this the kill part about it is you got a degree. Some of your mind should told you should want to get a degree, and you should went to a class to learn how to speak, because the words you say you don't sound intelligent, and then you wanna make up words and then put letters with things to say that you, like you were saying, F some is some. I didn't get that, but a lot of people accept you to say what you want to say, but this is just a little knowledge to you, play. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go on with y'all day. And Blue Dogs, these people, if they got game in them, and game don't mean just people take it as just dog aggression. Back then, them dogs was attacking niggas too, you dumb motherfuckers. You dumb motherfucker. People always think, oh, they was using a ham. No. Certain people had attached to hams. You got to think about wherever they was different. Listen. If slavery was in, they had plants all over. So plantations all over. So everybody didn't have a hold to no hound dog. And a lot of them was sending them dogs to bite people because they felt like, oh, you want to run? I got some. It was the whole thing of back in slavery was to break people. So they felt like, okay, I done hit you with this whip and it ain't doing nothing. So, all right, we're gonna let you play with this dog. So, catch up with the time, sir. Game don't mean when you say, don't mean people bullshit. If they aggressive towards anything, that's what they calling game. That's what they was calling game back then. They wasn't calling game, oh, he attacked another dog. No, motherfucker, it was game mean people aggression and all. That's why they label the ones they take as pit bulls, because they meet the requirement of the game to them. And then back then they meet the game of it. See, listen, this is part about it. You just like you say, you can watch stuff you can get anything on YouTube. Guess what? Anybody can write a book. Anybody can tell you their meaning of it. But guess what? I'm telling like you always said, God bless you and all that and my haters and all that. But guess what? This a killer part about the situation is that you need to realize that you need help, because at the end of the day, you just don't make sense. You don't make sense. You don't make sense. Like you say things that don't make no sense. So you the smartest person on YouTube, and no, you're not. No, you're not. And then you got people on here think they smarter than you. No, they not. And they need to just leave this alone, because guess what? At the end of the day, everybody want to say, you right, Hulk, not the people. Nope, y'all wrong. Because guess what? I'm put like this. If he can sell you a grown dog out his yard and it can end up in your house and it's not going to attack no dog or no person, it don't have a part of gain in it. It don't have a part of gain in it. That's what game means. It means attack any other thing and be on it. Be on it. That's why a lot of people don't know, like when you put your dog on that pole and it just do it itself, or like my dog, she's game and she's game and just period point blank, she wants to be game all the way around the book. And I can see that her genetic genes is just so much of game. I don't know if they was trying to breed that into them or try to knock it out, but at the end of the day, when you try, like, a lot of people don't know, when you try to knock it out, you can't knock it out of all 8 puppies. You probably, like people say, oh, you had 3 or 4. Okay, that's what it primes out, but they say you got to pick from a person that has a stock that's doing it. But you can have a game dog and it can be it can have gain in it, but you break it. They just like, okay, if you got a little puppy and it just grabbing stuff and pulling on it, all that, that's game. Like if you see a piece of something, it's game. It's very game. It just don't know what to do. It's a puppy. But if you break it from that when it's a puppy, then when it grow up, you won't see it. You won't see it. And then that's the part of it. All right, y'all. Y'all have a nice day.